Going 4 weeks without playing. Skalski set to bring that aggressive defense, and the Tigers will kick it away. Herbert, the returner, watches the ball sail over his head. He's getting back together at the right time for Clemson. Hooker play action. It's a screen to James Mitchell, the tight end. Makes a move. Fighting near first down yardage. He'll be stopped just short by big Tyler Davis, the defensive tackle. Really 13th in the ACC on third down. Good luck needing 20. Quarterback keeper, and that's a nice-looking run. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage before Balin. Spector stopped him, and here comes the punt team.
Yeah. To what we see.
Rodgers move around. He comes off a 10-catch game at Pittsburgh. And there's a handout straight ahead to ETN near first down yardage. On a chip.
This game, but he too, like me, doesn't like the cold weather. But the best way to get around that is to get off to a hot start, guys.
And eluding the rush, Braden Galloway in the clear. Lawrence got it to him after a nifty sidestep of traffic. Devin Taylor saves a touchdown, but it's 100-yard receiving games. Nobody's ever had 4 in a row at Clemson. ETN, motioning out, and he is tracked down very quickly. That's a nice tackle in the open field there by Chamari Connor. This is up. This is a huge win for them to force the field goal attempt from BT Potter. And Potter, very reliable for short range, knocks it through. 61-yard drive. But again for 2nd and 13. They use almost all the play clock. Tigers bring pressure. Long throw near side. And the catch is made.
Things are covered. He can pull down and run. Clemson will probably have to spy him.
On 3rd and 5, they bring heavy pressure. He escapes and fights and makes a first down. Had to really earn it before Spector, but you see the quickness from him.
Yeah.
2nd and 9, 3 receivers bunch to the right. Pressure comes again. They get it quickly to the edge. The Blackshear and the transfer from Rikers, who's a versatile player. Good catch, another first down near midfield. 2 tight ends motion over on this first down play. Burmeister steps up and delivers wide open downfield. Catch made by Tavian Robinson. Makes a move, still running down inside the 5. A bust for the Tigers. He was wide open.
Well, a lot of
You've got to find the end zone if you want to pull the upset of Clemson. Herbert picks his way and waltzes in, scores standing up. What a drive from this Hokie offense as Burmeister comes in and sparks them.
Really an incredible job on this drive. Good mix. And look how they open this up on the left side. Blocked there by Mitchell. Dershaw, who's one of the top tackles, I think, not only in the ACC, by that 5-yard line. They'll run left more often, and they opened it up.
Aerosol left the Pitt game early with an injury, and they sug him. He's a top 20 Mel Kiper draft board guy, one of the top tackles in the country. Herbert.
It's not just people crowding the line. They really want more detail and finishing blocks up front.
2nd and 5, long throw. Catch made by Powell. It's a first down. You saw the dominance by the Tigers in the first quarter. They've held ball. So 2nd and 10. Pitch it to ETN. Makes a nice cut and accelerates. And you see the speed of ETN. It's a first down into Tech territory.
Every arm tied behind his back this year with a lot of issues in the secondary.
Play action, they flip it in the flat. Davis Allen, the tight end, muscles down to the 40. He's about a yard short of the first down. They use the tight ends. 2 tight end look. And it's Travis showing that leg drive. First down at the 33.
To happen again.
Somebody forgot to reset the timer. That does happen. Trevor on the move and a throw on target. Rodgers with a little crease there inside the 20.
With safeties.
Extremely undersized, but they're athletic and they're active. Here's a keeper for Lawrence. Gets a block, makes a cut, and scores standing up. Davis Allen paved the way as Lawrence rumbles in for his 5th rushing touchdown this season.
You almost could feel it coming. They've run that play 2 or 3 times.
Years, whether you're talking about Deshaun Watson, Kelly Bryant, and now Lawrence for the last 3. Potter, the extra point, and the Tigers very quickly answer. They are in core of the Tigers. That was Jake Venables who went to the locker room. James Skalski, as Kirk pointed out, was not in there for that last series. James Mitchell, the tight end, has first down yardage. So they're down to Kane Patterson, the 3rd-string middle linebacker.
Yeah, I'm very familiar with Kane Patterson. He's Ben was 13 and 47 in the middle of that defense.
Now they're without three key guys on defense at the moment as Tech goes back to work. Running left is Herbert. Gets the edge, lowers the shoulder, and that's a first down gain. He ran over Turner over there.
How to navigate that and deal with it.
On third down, Herbert sidesteps the tackler and makes first down yardage. He didn't have much time to look, does he? Because they're giving him almost nothing pre-snap, the Hokies.
No, you're right. Executing their plan right now.
Also bringing the fight, which after three straight losses, we weren't guaranteed to see that. Herbert brings the fight. He stepped out of bounds before cutting back. But the gain is to the Tigers 25.
Well, you go from 3rd and 7 to now 3rd and 24.
Now they just hand the ball off to Holston, and he'll be dropped behind the line of scrimmage. So after threatening 16 plays, that's all the Tigers have run. They've only had the ball about 6 minutes tonight. Lawrence on first down, running out of time and almost intercepted. Armani Chapman came in, had it in his hands. You know, the streak is 27 years. I can't do the math and call the plays at the same time. This catch made by Blackshear out of the backfield, and he scoots for a gain down near the Clemson 40.
Again, that's a good one.
Chris, math can't be involved in these things when we're in the middle of trying to do this job. That's a first down carry. They got something going with Herbert. This is backwards. 3rd and 13. Long throw over the shoulder and over the hands of Changa Hodge, who had a step, trying to tie the game. Drives it. It's low, and it's good from 55. Brian Johnson equals his career long, and Tech has drawn even
with tonight. So
they lost by 33 to the same Pittsburgh team that Clemson beat by 35 a week ago. So the comparison score, that's a 68-point swing.
Do with keeping 16 on the sideline.
And it's worked so far. Lawrence with a keeper. Scored a touchdown earlier. Another effective run. He's just short of the marker near the 50. Ashby on the stop.
And get up to that second level. The linebackers have been freed up.
MJ Dixon in the game, but he's slinging it far side to Rogers, who gets a block, and it's a first down inside the 40.
To try to get better in some way. It's paid off for him.
Prepares like a pro. It's Dixon breaking tackles and banging around, spun down finally inside the Hokies 20 by Taylor. Only 3.6 per carry. It has been a quiet year for the backup tailback. He's got it again. He's got a crease again. Makes a cut, spins, fights, and scores. Back-to-back big plays by Lynn J. Dixon, and the Tigers are back on top.
How about that? If you're a Clemson fan, you're like, I told you he could run. I told you he could run. A nice crease there to make some moves.
Yeah, back-to-back 19-yard runs. The guy who's had a quiet season.
Series and has been on the sidelines next to Brent Venables the rest of the first half.
Herbert breaks free in the clear. Hold your breath, Clemson fans. And now perhaps they'll get a little more urgent. They got 2 seconds to throw it to the end zone. You wonder why they didn't try to make more out of this. They had the... And now 4 for Burmeister as he tries to heave it to the end zone. Does have the wind at his back. Will be able to set his feet. Yes, barely. Launches into traffic, and it is caught off the carom. But is he in? Off the carom, the catch was made, but not getting into the end zone, and that's where the first half will end. Blackshear as it bounced off a Tiger defender, but he could not get it across the plane.
Kendrick, instead of knocking it down, he tries to go for the interception, and the ball comes out of his hands because of Hodge behind him. Hodge looks like the ball just came out, and there's Blackshear waiting on it. He tries to extend, but clearly great angle right there. It's short by about half a yard. Coming to the blind side, maybe why they moved the back over.
They get the snap with 3 in the play clock and throw it in the flat to Powell. Can he make 3-man miss? He cannot. He is corralled for a loss. Jared Hewitt, the nose tackle, was out there in space making the play. Not these young players because of the guys out in that Clemson defense. On 3rd and 6, it's a screen. And Herbert's not going to be able to fight free. Gets just a yard. Nolan Turner, the safety leader back there, corralling him. Position for the Hokies. They can't cash in. 3 and out. Bradburn, a low snap. Just gets it away. Was it partially blocked? It's going to be now returnable. And Clemson came after him. The low snap messed up the timing. Elijah Turner eventually got the football, and Clemson will begin in plus territory. Both very good. Going the distance at defensive end. There's a throw and a catch on the perimeter. Powell has gotten loose. Hasn't made a huge impact yet tonight, but they're
Tech pay. You see those safeties cheating up. There you go.
And they launched the ball into traffic there. Unable to come down with it was Brandon Spector, the two Spector brothers on the team.
What a spots to do that. Tonight they've rolled the dice a little bit more and playing aggressively.
On 3rd and 6, they bring some pressure. Ball out, catch made, first down. Long throw, and Spector got it, and they're now inside the 25.
And that's
4-time Lawrence has run it tonight. Total of 29 yards and that touchdown. And this time it's Travis ahead. It's right near the marker at the 11-yard line. ETN powers ahead. You almost wondered if they take a shot on that 3rd and short, figuring they might go for it.
That's why the hands of Amari Rodgers down here are always reliable.
Slot right is Rodgers. Lawrence looking across the middle and throws an interception right into the hands of Diablo. And he just puts a knee down as the Hokies get an enormous defensive stand to stay within 7. A mistake by Lawrence, a rarity.
Diablo is starting his 34th game. Watch him read the eyes. He comes out of his position. He's supposed to be here, but instead he looks at Trevor Lawrence, takes a chance, comes over and helps out. He's not supposed to be there. Right now in a one-possession game.
I call Diablo a coach on the field. That's how savvy he is. And up and around here. And it's ball's out. Ball came loose. Clemson recovers at the 13-yard line. Mario Goodrich fell on the football. And a crushing turnover. Campbell's have been design runs tonight.
Yeah.
He's got it again, and he's going to score for a second time as a runner. Trevor Lawrence keeps it and barrels in, and the Tigers stretch the lead to 2 touchdowns.
Chris, watch how long he stays on the ride. Reading out here, and because he's long on that ride, it gives him more time to get an idea, an indicator of whether or not they're collapsing down. It's the progressive pylon cam where he easily gets into the end zone, but a nice long ride there.
Tight ends and receivers in that case help springing Lawrence. He's had an effective night as a runner, reaching the end zone twice. Even though
a bit unique or different about this team.
Yeah, I think it just started, you know, when COVID first hit. This team's just got a lot of grit. You know, we didn't even know if we were going to play, and you know, this team just never. Oh yeah, it's dangerous, but you know, this team, nobody's said anything like that. We want to play Clemson again. It'd be a fun rematch, and we want to win. You know, we just joined a conference.
Appreciate your time, man. We'll talk to you as the game approaches. We'll be excited to see you guys on the field with the Tigers, apparently in Charlotte. Ian, thanks for your time tonight.
Thank you very much. Thank you guys for having me.
And that's another crazy punt. Spires has had an awkward night, Kirk. He is just normally really reliable. That's off the side of the foot. They're going to spot the ball. They're still marching to the 32-yard line.
With his maturation and his growth.
Again, Hooker back. We told you Burmeister headed to the locker room. He fumbles his snap, coming in cold, and it's scooped up. Kendrick with a convoy. Can they chase him down? He gets to the end zone. A scoop and score for Clemson. 68 yards and a crushing turnover for the quarterback who came off the bench cold, hadn't played since the first series.
Remember the first series, he struggled with a snap that was perfect. It was right to him, and he, for whatever reason, dropped the ball and not focusing on catching the ball.
Wow. So Burmeister came on after that opening series. Suddenly in there in the 3-touchdown deficit. Tatum is going to keep it, and he's going to fall for a first down out near the 37. Hokie bench still showing some life. 3rd and 6. Tatum on a screen. Catch made, and fighting for yardage is Robinson, and they will move the sticks out near midfield. Here's the safety. Unable to go again. Tatum carrying all the way, runs right into the teeth of that Tigers pursuit, and they knock him down for a loss. Games. On fourth down, Tatum tries to make a play, rolls in the direction that he's got three receivers, escapes the rush for now, and not for long. He'll be knocked down, sacked on fourth down, chased down by Avante Bentley. Lynn J. Dixon is the back behind Lawrence. And the Tigers take over at midfield, and Trevor looking to throw, takes a big shot, delivers a downfield ball, and it is dropped. A flag comes out. Powell hit in stride, could have walked in. There is a flag in the secondary.
I wonder if Powell maybe pushed off to get separation near the end of that route.
Interference. Offense, number 17, 15-yard penalty. Down.
Are you going to go with the best year? That's what you're going to have to figure out as a voter.
Another downfield shot of Powell again. This time no interference, no drop. Touchdown Tigers, as they do plunge the knife in to the Hokies with a deep shot. And Powell, after a quiet start, makes an electric play deep in the fourth quarter.
Well, we just talked about you got to make people pay. Look at this. Look at the boxed area. You have the safeties up tight. You get one-on-one at the top. A guy like Trevor Lawrence with Cornell Powell's got to make them pay for that. It's basically, can you win? Can you get behind the corner? I've done that this year. They're loading up against the threat of this Clemson running game, and Clemson this year has made them pay for it more often than not.
It's a 65-yard touchdown. To get the report after the game as Caden keeps and scoots for a first down across the 45. Very important game for Virginia Tech here. That throw wasn't one of his finest. And now he's pressured, immediately dumps it down. And there's a big play on the sidelines. And Holston's still going. Thought he was going to get knocked out of bounds. Stayed alive and is knocked out inside the 10-yard line.
That's some good blocking downfield. And the lineman does their job. And how about Caden waiting to the last possible second until he got rid of this football? You know, he stayed in bounds all the way.
Clock is reset. We're good to go. Holston's got the football, and he's wrestled down, lost the football, still loose. It looks like the Tigers have recovered. Is that Pinckney at the bottom of the pile? Yeah, he had made the huge play on the catch to set him up, and Pinckney recovers it. It was forced by McGuire.
Man, Keith McGuire read that quickly and made a physical play on the ball carrier. That's what knocked the ball loose. And
a chance to score points or backed up, giving Clemson a very short field. Ches Malusi, fresh legs firing, and the former four-star recruit who hasn't had a whole lot of opportunities so far with the Tigers shows his speed.
Yeah, I mean, again, a guy this year, much like we talked about with Dixon, only 23 carries on the season, but gives you an idea what he can do. Big key to that football game is can they get vertical and make plays in the passing game.
Malusi, tackle behind the line. Etienne was also not really used as a receiver tonight, because I think it has to be said that their third-string guys could start for a lot of teams too. So it's not like when you tried out the 3 deep, you're putting unathletic guys on the field. Tatum just heaves it, and it's incomplete on the sidelines. Pretty good chance there.
I'm not even freshman.
Goes to 2 starts. The win against Boston College, the double OT loss to Notre Dame when Lawrence was out. A 400-yard game against the Irish, and boom, there he goes. Why not bring in Darian Renter and let him get a touch and a touchdown? First time he has the football in his hands. It's a house call for Renter, the senior from Anderson, South Carolina, just up the road from the campus.
Look at the reaction from the team. I think the entire team will go down to him.
First touchdown this year.
First touchdown of the year. He had 2 last year, a third string back. But he got the Disney Spirit Award this week, which is such a huge deal. So good for him to go into the end zone. Instead of being like, oh, I don't know, he's like, yeah, man, hope it snows. Like, he turns it into a positive. I took a picture of him on the monitor when we were here about an hour early.
For a bowl game, none of the normal rules seem to apply. There's a lot of confusion about the bowl games. The ACC has lost 4 bowl games that they had tie-ins to win. You got to win that game in the conference championship to get in the playoff. It may not be for Notre Dame. We'll talk a lot more about that.
Yeah, I think Notre Dame loses And they're still in a really good spot to be in the 4.
Well, it was close at halftime. Tech came close to making it 17 apiece on that Hail Mary, a half-yard short of the goal line. But after halftime, Clemson scores 4 touchdowns and wins it by 35. Trevor Lawrence scores twice on the ground, throws 1 touchdown pass.